Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my page. My page about common sense. I try to keep it down under 10 minutes for the masses of attention spans. And this message is for brothers and sisters of light and dark. If you have comments, any comments, questions, or insults, you put it down below. Suggestions or anything, you put it down below. And I'll get back to you. Okay. I'll get back to you. Okay. My page is about comedy, insanity, pandemonium, emerald pill. Okay, emerald pill. Okay, now is the minute. If you have any comments, suggestions, or insults, you I'm just having a ball. I have no life. I have no life. I'm so broken, so lonely. Oh my God, I'm so lonely and so broken. As you know, I can't always make videos because I'm not broken, lonely. No, I am broke. I'm sorry. I take it back. I retract. I have a daughter to watch 20 hours a week, 20 hours a day. I have a wife I have to discipline and train with the Muslims say it. You can beat them with the length of your thumb. Right, Muslims? I'm for you. Muslims is like more of a black thing. It's more blacks. It's for more blacks, for manly man. As you should already know, you can't no longer, even the Bible says, you can no longer stone a woman who lost her virginity while she's under the supervision of her mother and father. But you can do other things. Okay? You can do other things. You gotta be creative, innovative, okay? Because women are out of fucking hand and men deserve more wives, okay? But I already wasted 1 minute and 50 seconds. Okay, now, this video is going to be about, on to the topic. Okay, but I digress. This video is going to be about the wealth distribution. Okay, I'm gonna title it a certain way so you can understand it. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. I say this because I watched this movie. There was this movie called the Iron Fist. I think it was called. No, what was called? It was a Shaolin monk movie. The Iron Monkey. It was called the Iron Monkey. And this man disguised themselves as a ninja, okay? As you sure already know the story. I'm not going to ruin the story. But he would basically, I'm not going to tell you the story. I just said, Iron Monkey. Just watch the motherfucking Kung Fu flick, okay? Top of the line, baby. Top of the line. One of the top of the line. Very good story. It's kind of off the chart, off a little convoluted a little bit. And the story is really tight. But the karate moves is a little bit like Crouching Tiger, okay? But this doctor, okay? I'm not going to give you the story or anything. This doctor would charge more for the rich, okay, and charge less for the poor. All right, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna start from there because to articulate my words a little better, the logic is that greed exists, okay, and the logic what Obama was trying to do, as I was saying before in the past video. I know I made this video before about politics. It's very easy to clear up. Redistribution is very wise for the wealthy. So let's say I'm going to switch the shoes. The shoe was on the other foot, okay? And I'm wealthy, okay? And they take 50% more taxes because do you think I should be upset from a spiritual aspect? Should I be upset if they take 50% more taxes from the things I earn because my mind is moving a little more faster? Think about that now. Now, if you say, okay, what do you say? I'm asking you a question now. Socratic construction questioning out here. I'm using the Socratic constructive questioning reasoning technique here. Your mind is not working well. Okay, right? Everyone has a different level of attribute when it comes to mental capacities. Right? Okay. Now, how would you feel if you would taxes were being taken more from you and you would charge more and you can easily afford it? It's nothing to you. Money is nothing to you. Right? Okay, how would you feel? Pause. Now you pause it and you thought about it. Think about that question. Really think about that question. Obama tried to do this with the Republican Tea Party. Redistribution doesn't mean that, everyone should get a nice mansion. No, it doesn't mean that way. It doesn't mean that at all. No one deserves a mansion, really, unless you got like 15 people. No one deserves a mansion. Okay, mansions are unnecessary. But, of course, mansions are necessary if you got 15 people living with you or so forth, and you can keep up the housekeep, and you got a lot more responsibilities. Now, I'm just going to say this very clear. I said this before in my past. Common sense would say, if I'm smarter, okay, then I can help more people. Okay, right. Now you look in the churches, okay? Now I'm gonna switch the subject a little bit here. You see the churches, okay? And you got these large congregations like Joe Osteen, Joyce Myers, T.B. Joshua, T.B. Jakes, okay? All these well-established churches, okay? You got to understand the tax. Churches are usually not taxed. I hope they will be one day, because that is millions and millions of dollars. But you got to understand something. If the church is getting a house, a mansion, 3, 4, 5 cars, which is an unnecessary, I think, okay, I'm just going to skip all that together. You know how much nonsense that makes right there, okay? They're making so much money, they don't even care about other people like that. They don't even show that what they're doing in society. They don't even show where people who are actually poor, who are actually in the street, they're not helping them. But we still have fucking homelessness, okay, right? Right? We still have homelessness and the mentally ill, right? Now, think about, I digress. I'm going to talk about the Star Trek universe now here, because I love Star Trek Next Generation, and all the geeks and the nerds love this stuff. I love Jean-Luc Picard. I know all of them. Wesley Crusher, Jean-Luc Riker, okay, Worf, okay, Lieutenant Worf, Data, okay, I know all of them. Okay? I watched that show, Guinan, okay, Geordi, okay, oh my God, man. You got to think about the concept of the Star Trek universe. In that world, they don't use currency. Okay, it's called a volunteer assistance. Okay, I talked about this before. If people actually volunteer some sort of work and see what kind of mental capacity and rewards and accomplishments people make, it's up to them to make that decision. But one thing is for certain, okay, everyone deserves a house and a place to stay. Everyone deserves a basic necessity of food and living in conditions. Everyone deserves some kind of way to get from point A to point B. Now, if you are Republican, okay, I'm going back with it. Motherfucker. I'm going back with it. Yeah, I'm going back. To make my point very clear, with comedy and it makes sense too. And you are a rich motherfucker Republican in the fucking the GOP White House, okay? And you constantly bickering while people are starving and dying. White people included, crackers included. Poor white trash, okay? Hillbillies, people living in the woods, people living in the boondocks, people with mental illnesses, okay? You can't see me? So what, okay? Now, you gotta be compassionate enough to say, okay, we're gonna try to make this. So the problem is, we the people, okay, when we say we the people of the whole entire government, the people are the government, okay? It should be that way. Those people who elect those people must be compassionate individuals who is willing to give out and understand this logic. So that means if you make a certain amount of money, billions of fucking dollars, billions of motherfucking dollars, you're in a motherfucking Walmart, you're in a Walmart or Wall Street, making multiple millions of dollars every motherfucking. What is the purpose of doing that? Hallelujah. Who told you to do all those things? You doing that because you want to live luxuriously for your families. You're just thinking about yourself, right? You're thinking about yourself? What about the ancestors of the black people? What about the mentally ill? What about the homeless? What about the hospitals? Why don't you look around and search? If you're so fucking smart, if you're so fucking smart, you Republican bastards, or greedy motherfuckers out there, because Democrats could be greedy too. Independents could be greedy too. Okay, it's all about that. It's all about that. Everyone can be greedy. Okay, drug cartels be greedy too. They got to get back to the community, okay? They got to get back to the community. You got to get that money. If your brain power is working that well, if I ever want, I will try to reinvest so I can help other people. Who am I going to help out? I can't help drug dealers, but I can help them to escape their escapism. You see what I'm saying? I'm putting money into that. I'm going to make their lives better by doing something that is forced. The imperialistic way is about force, right? Right? Isn't it about force? So do it. Enforce a way so we people can get some sort of education by forcing the system, including education, so people won't be poor. If they fall through the cracks somehow and they can't handle this reality, because I told you before, you're either living in the matrix or you're living in reality. Reality sucks. We should play the mental game. We should play the matrix game. You got to help other people. So redistribution doesn't need to take place. It's probably already going on right now. We helping people with the poor. But when there's no way out, okay, when there's no way out, you got to stop the women from being educated. So it's the men's response. Now, yeah, I reverted it. I reversed that motherfucker real clear. If the man becomes weak, they allow the women to destroy everything. How about them apples? Okay? So now we got to keep the women focused. We got to keep the women first that's focused on education. And we got to keep the women from smoking weed and going to clubs and parties. We gotta keep the undisciplined women who think they're Christian from going those places. We gotta take it back to the 1950s and 60s and shit, where women was in the house trying to learn something. They could have some little funds in the house, but the men gotta be involved too. So how the hell is these women getting out there, getting all pregnant and knocked up, especially with black women? 10,000 fucking abortions a fucking month or whatever. That's crazy. Something's wrong with the men. It's mainly the white man's fault. You want to blame a white man for that? You can blame a white man for that. They got the most money. Queen Elizabeth. Okay, 1%ers. If I was a rich motherfucker, then I would help. Okay, because I'm not greedy, not one bit. And I would get killed for it. I probably would get killed for it. There are those elite out there who I believe in good and bad in all things, okay? I believe in there's good elite and I believe in there's bad elite, okay? It may seem to be more bad elite out there. But you got to understand and be careful sometimes. When you're trying to help society, you got to protect yourself somehow. But you got to understand redistribution doesn't have to take place. It really doesn't. It's already going on right now. But it must happen so people won't be in the streets. People won't be using heroin or crack or drugs. It must be eliminated, okay? If you want to use crack or drugs, that means you must be a lonely, ugly motherfucker. That's just facts, okay? There are people who are attractive who basically use that shit. I don't understand that. But I do understand the psychology of it. I exaggerate when I say I don't understand. I exaggerate when I say I don't know, okay? When I do know the answer. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Now you understand what capitalism is. When a whole bunch of white dudes, majority of them are white, and they say, we want to keep our monies together and our families. We don't give a fuck, okay? We don't want to be like in the ancient times where all aliens and stuff people can come down into this planet and do what the fuck they want, like Star Wars, okay? We want to be greedy. And we want to keep people down on their knees until they earn their way. And we won't give them nothing. And they will just die off somewhere. But they don't understand that. So you got a lot of people who are in the streets and suffering stuff, and they go to those who are middle class. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to have another movie called V, okay? So there's too many people who are poor. That's going to be a problem for the rich, the wealthy, the super wealthy, okay? So it's like a backlash. It's called karma, okay? So you got to think about that. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of the land. Welcome to my page. Understand that greed is not wise. It is karma. And when your next life, you become a poor white hillbilly, okay, cracker, poor white trash, then you maybe use karma. Blah, 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 blah. Peace.